So today we are starting here. So 16th group elements any that too particularly yesterday we covered oxygen, dioxin preparation from oxygen side oxides, different variety of oxides. We completed it. From oxides, from oxygen side, so already we prepared O2 and its some properties. Now from oxygen side, there is a most important compound which is called as ozone. So this is the most important compound in it. So let us discuss its preparation, properties, uses, everything. Okay. So boys, this is very, very, very important. Now try to write the concepts. So see here, ozone. The formula of ozone is O3N. So the first, the ozone was discovered by the scientist Van Maran. Van Maran. So he discovered ozone in our air. Air contains ozone. Next, the name ozone was given by Schonbein. The name ozone was given by Schonbein, and the formula for ozone, there is O3, is given by Sorich. So generate, no need to by heart or remember. It's just for information. Okay. So now we want to prepare this ozone because ozone is the good oxidizing agent as well as reducing it. So most important. Okay. So now how to prepare this ozone? So the instrument used for the preparation of ozone, the apparatus or instrument, whatever it may be, is called as ozonizer. The instrument used to prepare ozone is called as ozonizer. So here is the instrument. These are the two instruments for us. So it is one ozonizer. This is another ozonizer in different methods. So let us start the preparation. So the instrument or the apparatus used to prepare ozone is called as ozonizer. Here in our syllabus, there are three ozonizers. One, that is for laboratory preparation methods. One is Simon's ozonizer. Simon's ozonizer. Second one is Brody's ozonizer. These two are the laboratory preparation methods. Brody's ozonizer. And the third one, it is industrial method. So industrially, the ozone is prepared by Simon Halkey's process. Simon Halkey's ozonizer. These are the three ozonizers we are using here. So Simon's ozonizer, Brody's ozonizers, Simon Halkey's ozonizer. So Simon's ozonizer and Brody's ozonizer, these two are laboratory preparation methods. So Simon Halkey's preparation is industrial preparation, large scale preparation. Large scale preparation. Whatever it may be the instrument used, that is the whatever it may be the ozonizer used. The principle here is here either oxygen or air is used, and there oxygen is available. Air contains oxygen. That oxygen is converted into O3. So if you send either O2 or air, whatever it may be, so the oxygen present in air converts into O3, or directly you send oxygen, that oxygen, some fraction of oxygen is converted into O3. So by using the equation, so that is 3O2 gives 2O3. This is the equation. This is the reaction behind this. Okay. Here O2 is converted into O3. O2. It is a reversible reaction, boys. Here, see here. It is a positive value. So delta H value should be positive here. That is for the conversion of this O2 to O3. That is positive. It is endothermic. So that means this O3 is endothermic product. So therefore O3 is we considered as unstable. It is trying to convert into O2 and once again oxygen. So that means among O2 and O3, which is more stable? No doubt O2 is more stable. O3 is less stable. Okay. So therefore O3 less stable. Now here we want to prepare this O3 from O2. The principle involved here, the instrument is ozonizer. What is the principle that converts O2 to O3? The principle is silent electric discharge. This is the method here we are using, boys, to convert that O2 into O3 because we must supply energy because it is endothermic reaction. So that energy in the form of electricity. So that is why silent electric discharge, the technique is used there. O2 is converted into O3. Now, what are the apparatus information? See here. First of all, Siemens ozonizer. Siemens ozonizer. It is seems to be like this. Once again, I'm drawing, boys. Please see here. I'm trying to draw once again for easiness. This one also I'm trying to draw. See here. Siemens ozonizer. See here. A glass tube like this. Okay. This is the glass tube. At one end, there is an opening. There is an open at one end. Another end, you must close it. This is the glass tube. This is the space in between these two. This is inner space. This inner space is called as annular space. This inner space is called as annular space. Now, from this inlet, either air or O2 is sent into the annular space and close this after sending. Now, what is in this annular space contains O2, boys, or air. Okay. Now, this annular space. So this is the inner walls of this glass tube. Let us observe. This is the inner walls. Black shade is nothing but inner walls. These inner walls, the entire inner walls is coated with a tin foil. This is tin foil. Not only that one, outer surface also coated with tin foil. Don't connect this inner surface and outer surface, boys. Inner surface and outer surface coated with tin foil. This is also tin foil. One is connected with positive, another one is connected with negative. So that means here there is connected to high electric potential and silent electric discharge is applied. So after passing of this current, so that is the O2 present in this air is slowly turns into O3 by using the equation O2 gives O3. So 3 O2 gives 2 O3. So for this purpose, energy is required. That energy is in the form of electricity. Electricity. So that is why it is delta H. That should be positive. Here, O3 is prepared. Some fraction of O2 or air, O2 present in air, is converted into O3, not total O2 or total air converts into O3 and a fraction is converted into O3. So that is coming out from the outlet provided there. So from to this O3 plus O2 or O3 plus air.
Ozon is oxygen.
Okay. O3 plus air, O3 plus O2 or O3 plus air is coming out twice. This is called as ozonized oxygen or ozonized air. That means air is more, ozone is less. Oxygen is more, ozone is less. Okay, almost here this contains 10% O3 plus. Remaining is as usual O2 or air is there. 10% O2. So that 10% O3 is coming absorbed. That is separated by absorbing because O3 is dissolved in turpentine ionic. So that coming out gas is passed into the turpentine. Only O3 is soluble. O3 is soluble. Air is not soluble. Air is coming out from that turpentine oil. We collect O3. So this is the way to prepare O3 by Siemens process. So it is a Siemens process. Now, what is Brody's process? Theme is the same. Theme is same. See here, tin foil is used. Tin foil is used here for anode as well as cathode. Now, in place of tin foil, here copper sulfate, acidulated copper sulfate is used, aqueous copper sulfate solution. So let us observe. There is
సార్ ముందర దీనికి రియాక్షన్స్ రాశారు కదా సార్ అదో సార్
just a minute. This is there. This is the reaction. 3O2 gives 2O3. Delta H is positive. So that's why O3 is unstable. O3 is unstable. See here. It is Brody's ozonizer. Brody's ozonizer. What happened here? What are the instrument? It seems to be like this. Okay, this end is closed, this end is opened and extended to up to this. This is outlet end. So through this either air or O2 is possible. Okay, the entire instrument glass vessel is placed in a beaker. It is a beaker. So the entire instrument. So through this is filled with copper sulfate plus H2SO4 solution. Copper sulfate plus H2SO4 solution. What is this? Aqueous CuSO4 plus H2SO4. Aqueous CuSO4 plus H2SO4. That picture is filled. Now, inner end, this is annular, just like that is glass container, just like this. So this inner also filled with. So this liquid and that previous liquid are not mixed, boys. This is also aqueous CuS. But these two liquids are not in contact. These two liquids are not in contact. So see here now, in this, a copper wire is placed. Copper wire, it may be positive. In this liquid also contains a copper wire. So it is connected to negative. So this is also this is copper wire. This is also copper wire. So that means in place of tin foil, here copper sulfate solution is used. That is a just replacement. So through that copper sulfate, current is passed. Once again, silent electric discharge technique is applied. The scented oxide is converted into O3. Therefore, the coming out contains O3 plus O2 or O3 plus air. So that is ozonized oxide or ozonized air. Okay, once again 10% O3 is there. That is separated with turpentine ion. There the turpentine ion O3 is only absorbed, remaining is not absorbed any. So remaining gases are coming out. So turpentine contains O3, that is heated, that O3 is coming out. Yes, ejected from the turpentine. So this is the way O3 is prepared. This is the way. These two methods are just laboratory methods first. These two are laboratory methods. For industrial method, almost a similar technique, that is something improved technique. Here aluminum vessels are used. Aluminum vessels are used in place of glass vessels. So aluminum vessels, they are also silent electric picture, but series of aluminum vessels. So it is only one arrangement. So, but series of aluminum vessels are applied. That is in Siemens-Halki's process. See here, that is third one, Siemens-Halki process. Siemens-Halki's process. It is industrial method. So in Siemens-Halki's process, so that is aluminum cylinders are used. A series of aluminum cylinders are used like this. Like this. So these are in seriously connected. So through this, that's it. These glass tubes are replaced with aluminum cylinders. I'm not drawing perfect structure diagram any. So through this air is passed once again. So after a silent electric discharge, so here our solutions are considered. Electrolytes are taken here. Okay, anode cathodes are applied. So coming out gas contains, so air plus O3, here air is used running. Air plus O3, this contains 5% O3. Industrial. So that is a way to prepare O3 industrially. So simplest way, industrial method of preparation of O3. So these are the three methods used to prepare O3, which is called as those are called as it is Siemens ozonizer, Roddy's ozonizer, Simon Halke's ozonizer. So these are the three instruments used. Okay, that is ozone preparation. Now let us observe the properties of this ozone. Properties of ozone. Note on the points one by one, boys. Properties. All these are observed facts. Properties of ozone. First one, it is the allotrope of oxygen. Am I correct? Next, it is pale blue gas, pale blue colored gas. Blue colored gas. Next, in liquid state, it has a deep blue. It has deep blue. Next, in solid state, in solid state, that has that is a bluish violet crystal set. So not blue, blackish. Blackish violet crystals. So in gaseous state, pale blue, in liquid state, deep blue, in solid state, blackish violet crystals. Next point. It has a rotten fish smell. It has rotten fish smell and poisonous.
In which form, sir?
Huh?
ఏ స్టేట్ లో రాటన్ ఫిష్ స్మెల్ ఉంటుంది?
Rotten fish smell అంటే ఫిష్ కుళ్ళిపోతే మామూలుగానే
ఏ స్టేట్ లో ఎఫ్టీ స్టేట్ లో కూడా సేమ్
H2S, rotten egg smell. Next, heavier than air. Heavier than air. Next, it is a greenhouse gas. మా గ్రీన్ హౌస్ ఎఫెక్ట్ లో ఓజోన్ కూడా మనం పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తున్నాం. మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ కెమిస్ట్రీ అప్పుడు చెప్పామండి. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ గ్రీన్ హౌస్ గ్యాస్. నెక్స్ట్, that is less soluble in water than O2, but more soluble in organic solvents. In organic solvents like
benzene,
glacial acetic acid. Yes, benzene also. Glacial acetic acid. So CHCl3 and CES2 like compounds. These are highly soluble. Next, and important, readily dissolved in turpentine oil. Readily dissolved in turpentine oil. Next, boys, O2 paramagnetic graph. O3 diamagnetic end. O2 paramagnetic, O3 diamagnetic end. Next, O3 minus. So no doubt, O3 diamagnetic, the O2 minus contains one more unpaired electron and it is a paramagnetic end. Ozonide ion, ozonide ion. O3 minus is paramagnetic. These 3 points are very, very important. Please keep in mind. Next. Boys, is preparation of O3 exothermic or endothermic?
Endothermic.
That means O3 is stable or unstable?
Stable.
Unstable. So that's why easily converts into O2. Easily converts into O2. That means reverse reaction is possible, boys. Noted?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So see here, boy, next point. O3 is endothermic product. Therefore, it is unstable. Therefore, easily converts into easily decomposed into O2. That is 2O3 gives 3O2. Here delta H positive or negative? Tell me, boys.
Negative, sir.
Negative. It is exothermic. That's why O2 is more stable. O2 is more stable. Most frequently here platinum catalyst is used. Platinum catalyst is used. Okay, that means a platinum, silver, or palladium are used as catalyst. Are used as catalyst. For the decomposition of O3, platinum, palladium, silver are used as a powdered conditions. Okay, these metal powders are acts as powder set. These metal powders are acts as catalyst for the decomposition of O3. That means it is ready to convert, but the decomposition speeds up in the presence of these metallic powders. Okay, next one. Boys, see here, 2 volume O3 converts into 3 volume O2. That means volume increased or decreased during this conversion?
Increases.
Increases. So volume, that means during the conversion of O3 into O2, no doubt the volume of the vessel, that means volume of the container, that means volume of the constituents, no doubt increased, boys. Volume is increased, no doubt, very, very important. So that is increased by 1.5 times. Volume increased by 1.5 times. It is also important. So during this process, volume is increased, that is 1.5 times increase rate. So this next. Boys, is ozone present in our atmosphere? Do you know?
Yes, sir.
Stratosphere. See here. So this is our air. Yes. It is first layer. It is called as troposphere or stratosphere. Tell me. It is earth end. Troposphere. After that, stratosphere. Troposphere, stratosphere. After that, I know different spheres are there. So up to 500 kilometers, there are different regions. This troposphere contains air as a major constituent. Air contains O3. Here, the O3 is acts as pollutant. Because this O3 increases the earth surface temperature, that's why it is greenhouse gas. Therefore, in troposphere, O3 is a pollutant. But in stratosphere, this O3 is available as a layer. In stratosphere, that is upper atmosphere. This stratosphere is taken as upper atmosphere. This upper atmosphere is nothing but stratosphere, and there O3 is present as ozone layer. That ozone layer protects us from UV radiation coming to the Earth's surface from the sun. So ozone, that that absorbs. Here, O3 absorbs UV radiation. O3 absorbs UV radiation, boys. Okay, what happened? What reactions that takes place? So see here, boys. So in this upper atmospheric condition, O3 is converted into O3. Sorry, O2 is converted into O3 in the presence of sunlight. That too UV light. That too UV light. Boys, generally UV light 225 nanometers is the wavelength region. Wavelength region. That means by absorbing 225 nanometers, O2 is converted into O3. So that means the density of ozone in upper atmosphere increased as a layer. So why? Why that ozone absorbs? Because their O2 converted into O3. So because of that purpose, all the UV radiation coming to the Earth surface, Earth side, there it is absorbed for this conversion. For this conversion. Okay. Next, O3 can be absorbed by cinnamon, a chemical in it. So it is also important point. Keep in mind, an organic compound cinnamon. So that is O3 can be absorbed by cinnamon. Next, boys, is KMnO4 oxidizing agent or reducing agent? KMnO4.
Oxidizing agent.
Oxidizing agents. Sir.
Oxidizing agent. If it is involved in the reaction, because manganese is in higher oxidation state, so KMnO4 it is converted into Mn+2 generally most of the cases in acidic medium. Mn+7 converts into Mn+2 in most of the cases. If
KMnO4, sir.
okay. If ozone is applied, this reaction not takes place. That means ozone cannot reduce KMnO4, boys. Okay, so, sorry, this reduction takes place, but cannot. See here, O3, it is possible. It is possible, but O3 cannot oxidize. KMnO4. Why not, boys? Not only this one, any observed increased challenge, because that manganese is in its highest oxidation. Manganese highest oxidation, multi oxidation capacity out ozone. It cannot oxidize KMnO4. Cannot oxidize. Next one is ozone. So ozone. So generally ozone, there is O3. When it is involved in the reactions, O3 is converted to O2 plus O because it is unstable and easily decomposed. That is why O3 generates O. So that means ozone ready to donate oxygen. Therefore, O3 acts as oxidizing agent. From one O3, one oxygen will be liberated. Therefore, in this case, O3 acts as oxidizing agent. For example, if O3 is there, someone is given to oxygen to this O3 that converts into 2O2. That converts into 2O2. So what happened here? Here ozone absorbs oxygen. Here ozone releases oxygen. Here ozone absorbs oxygen and converts into 2O2. Therefore, here O3 acts as reducing agent. That means O3 may generate oxygen or may absorb oxygen. Therefore, O3 acts as both oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent. Among these two, best oxidizing agent. Renditlo best oxidizing agent. So O3 acts as both oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent. Not only that, O3 also acts as bleaching agent. O3 also acts as bleaching agent. So it is dry bleach and cheptond. It is a dry bleach. What is bleaching action, boys? What is bleaching action? A colored material is converted into colorless material by applying a particular chemical. So colored matter, colorless matter convert avadani mano bleach and cheptara. So O3 can also act as bleaching agent. It is dry bleach and water to panledeni. So most of, for example, chlorine acts as bleaching agent. So only in the presence of water. A place in case chlorine bleaching agent avali ante HCl plus HOCl vastundani. After HOCl once again break down into HCl and O. This one acts as bleaching agent. And if nascent oxygen generate cheyali compulsory water kavali. That means moist chlorine is only acts as bleaching agent. But here O3 itself generates oxygen. That means no water molecule is required. That is why O3 is considered as a dry bleach. Water తో పని లేకుండా. So dry bleach గా యాక్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుందండి. So why ఈ బ్లీచింగ్ యాక్షన్ రావడం అంటే colored matter converts into colorless matter. So because of one nascent oxygen, ఈ nascent oxygen ఎక్కడ నుండి వచ్చింది? O3 నుండి వచ్చింది. So this nascent oxygen, that means so O3 acts as bleaching action because of its oxidizing property or reducing property. Tell me, boys.
Oxidizing property.
So therefore, yes, correct. And acts as bleaching agent due to its oxidizing action because of due to its oxidizing property. So due to its oxidizing property, O3 acts as bleaching agent, that too is dry bleach. Okay, next point. O3 is strong oxidizing agent than H2O. అమ్మా ఇక్కడ మీకు H2O2 తో ఏ రియాక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయో O3 తో కూడా ఆ రియాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. బట్ H2O2 కంటే కూడా O3 అనేది స్ట్రాంగ్ ఆక్సిడైజింగ్ ఏజెంట్, రియాక్షన్స్ ఫాస్ట్ గా ఉంటాయండి. సో O3 acts as strong oxidizing agent than H2O2. These are some reactions. Now let us observe the oxidizing properties of O3. So see here, oxidizing properties of O3. O3 acts as oxidizing agent. What is the reaction behind it, boys? What is the reaction behind it?
O3 gives rise to O2 plus O.
O3 gives rise to O2 plus oxygen. So this is the reaction behind. So ఇక్కడ oxidizing properties, all these oxidizing properties are broadly divided into different categories, sir. So that means, so some of the reactions, all three oxygens present in O3 may be utilized or may not be utilized. For example, if this reaction is taking place, only this oxygen is absorbed, not these two oxygens. But in most of the cases, in some cases, not most of the cases, in some cases, all the three oxygens present in O3 are consumed. All the three oxygens are consumed. Let us take the first case. These reactions are important. Which are the following? All oxygens are consumed and adugutuntaru from oxygen ozone site. So first point that is all oxygen atoms are all oxygen atoms of O3 are involved in oxidation. All oxygens are involved in oxidation. So that means O2 is not a byproduct. O2 is a byproduct which is present. Now see here, the first one is when SO2 gas reacts with O3, 3SO2 gives 3SO3. That means all three oxygens are consumed. All three oxygens are consumed when SO2 is involved in the reaction. So no O2 as byproduct. Next, SnCl2 reaction. So here SnCl2 converts into SnCl4. So in this reaction also, all three oxygen atoms are consumed. Boys, what is the reaction here? That is 3SnCl2 plus 6HCl plus O3 that gives 3SnCl4 plus 3H2O. So here also the O3, all three oxygens are consumed. So boys, so guarantee one oxygen can consume O plus O2 kabatti O2 must be as a byproduct. O2 must be as a byproduct. But you can byproduct వచ్చే ఛాన్స్ లేదా, ఇక్కడ byproducts లో O2 కనిపించట్లేదు. That means all three oxygens of O3 are consumed here. So not only this, next, boys, what is the name of this compound? Stannous chloride. Stannous chloride is converted into stannic chloride. Stannous chloride to stannic chloride. Next, when ozone involved in reaction with unsaturated, that is the C double bond C groups or C triple bond C groups. So these are the unsaturated compounds, boys. So when these are involved in reaction with O3, all three oxygens are
Bond is-
conjugated. See, so CH2 double bond CH2 when it reacts with O3 that gives CH2 CH2. Three oxygens are conjugated. This is called as ozonide. Ethylene ozonide, acetylene ozonide, like that. Ozonides are the products. Cyclic compound is formed. That cyclic compounds are called as ozonides. It is, what is the name? It is ethylene, boys. It is ethylene ozonide. After that, zinc reduction, oxidative reduction, reductive reductions. That means different reductions are there. Acidic reduction, organic వెళ్ళిపోయింది. Okay, so that means in these three cases, all the three oxygens are consumed. Please keep in mind, very most important reactions really. అందులో first చెప్పేసింది. Okay, in these reactions, ozone is complete. That is all three oxygens are consumed. Next type. Second category, only one oxygen atom is involved in oxidation from both. Only one oxygen atom is involved in this oxidation from both. See here, only one oxygen atom. NaNO2. When it reacts with O3 gives NaNO3 plus O2. Clear? Next, alagera. Na2SO3, sodium sulfide. When reacts with O3 gives Na2SO4 plus O3. Nitrite, sulfide, arsenide, Na2ASO3. When it reacts with O3 gives Na3, Na2ASO4 plus O2. So in all these three cases, only one oxygen is consumed, boys. Only one oxygen is consumed. Next variety, H2S, hydrogen sulfide. This one acts as here reducing agent. When it reacts with ozone, here it is oxidizing agent. Oxidizing, boys. Here H2O2 may also used here. H2O2 use O3 use same reaction, boys. That gives sulfur is reduced plus H2O plus O2. Sulfur is reduced. So it is yellow component, sulfur. Sulfur is reduced. So one oxygen is collected, that is H2O and O2, boys. O2 should be the byproduct, boys. Next, when PBS, black lead sulfide, it is when reacts with 4 moles O3. O3 into 1 was 4 moles O3 and 4 oxygens was there. That gives PbSO4 plus 4 O2. PbSO4 plus 4 O2. అంతేగాని అమ్మా ఇక్కడ కంపల్సరీగా 1 mole PbS reacts with 4 moles O3 అండి. అంతేగాని వేరే రకంగా కూడా మనం బ్యాలెన్స్ చేసుకోవచ్చు రియాక్షన్, బట్ బ్యాలెన్స్ చేయకండి. So 1 O3 gives only one oxygen. Okay, only one oxygen is consumed here. Next, FeSO4, ferrous sulfate. In the presence of H2, Fe3, in the presence of H2SO4 and there is acidic medium ozone, there is reaction. Ikkada kuda H2O2 also used, boys. Ferrous sulfate is converted into ferric sulfate. That is Fe2SO4 thrice plus H2O plus O2. See, observe, boys. In all these cases, O2 has background. O2 compulsory. One more. Next, and also very important, potassium ferrocyanide. What is the formula? K4 FeCN6. Potassium ferrocyanide when reacts with O3 in the presence of acid, ఇక్కడ కూడా H2O2 లో కూడా సేమ్ రియాక్షన్స్ రాస్తున్నారు, చూసుకోవచ్చండి మీరు. gives K3FeCN6. Potassium ferrocyanide is converted into ferricyanide. So K2SO4 plus H2O plus O2 are the product side. So ferrocyanide is converted into ferricyanide. Here iron is in plus 2 oxide state. Here iron is in plus 3 oxide state. So here also only one oxygen is consumed. Only one oxygen is consumed. Next, boys, in these two cases, H2O2 may also use as an oxidizing agent. Next,
Sir,
yes,
that formed sulfur is which type of sulfur, sir?
formed sulfur. So that is colloidal sulfur.
And PbSO for color, sir?
PbSO for white okay, white and
K3FeCl.
PbSO for K3FeCN6. So that is yellow, greenish something and light pale blue, thick blue వస్తాయి. ఇది pale blue అయి ఉంటుంది, thick blue అయి colors. Next, K2MnO for potassium manganate. Potassium manganate, green in color. Potassium manganate, green in color. It reacts with H2SO4. There is O3 in the presence of H2SO4. Boys, please keep in mind, H2O2 is not used as an oxidizing agent in this reaction. Please keep in mind. That gives KMnO4, K2MnO4. There Mn is in plus 6 oxygen state, converts into KMnO4. Here Mn is in plus 7. It is a purple color. KMnO4, purple or pale pink, violet. Era purple or violet purple or violet color KMnO4 is formed. KMnO4 plus K2SO4 plus H2O plus O2 are the byproduct spice. So that means green colored K2MnO4 converts into purple colored KMnO4. So here H2O2 not acts as oxidizing agent for this process. So that means in these reactions, only one oxygen is involved from 1 mole of O3. 1 mole of O3. See here. So next, this is second category, boys. Next, third category, very important. Specialty reactions of special reactions and approach. See here, when HX is involved in the reaction, 2 moles HX reacts with O3. Boys, here X is chlorine, bromine, iodine, not fluorine. Gives X2 plus H2O plus O2. X2 plus H2O plus O2. Okay, that means here X is in -1 oxide state. Oxygen there is halogen is 0 oxide state. That is oxidized. That is oxidized. Okay, next.
Fluorine ఎందుకు సార్
Fluorine is the strong oxidizing agent. Ozone కంటే కూడా strong oxidizing agent. కానీ అది రియాక్షన్ లో పిలవాలి మనకి. That is why fluorine is neglected in most of the cases. So it is first an important reaction, sir. Next, one more. For example, if 2I potassium iodide involved in reaction with O3 in the presence of H2SO4. Only O3 to reaction, O3 plus H2SO4. Particularly potassium iodide. This is also very important. Gives I2 plus I2 and I2 plus K2SO4 plus H2O plus O2. The liberated I2, boys, this is titrated against hypod. Hypo manaki titrations lo discuss chestunnara. So that means it is the test for ozone and cheppochu. So ozone unte guaranteed iodine. What is iodine? Violet colored vapors are released. It is violet colored vapors. So this liberated iodine titrated against hypora, that is sodium thiosulfate, titrated against hypon. Very important. Okay, ఇక్కడ కంపల్సరీగా acidic medium సో ఇది కంపల్సరీ మెయింటైన్ చేయాల్సిందేనని. సో ఆ acidic medium ని మెయింటైన్ చేయడం కోసం నోట్ డౌన్ దిస్ పాయింట్. pH ఇది NCERT బిట్టర్ మనకి NCERT లో ఉందండి. ఇది pH is maintained by borate bufferant. pH is maintained by borate buffer. అమ్మా ఇక్కడ మనం I2 లిబరేట్ అయింది హైపోతో రియాక్షన్ అని చెప్తున్నారా. In case that I2 is involved in reaction with hypo means sodium thiosulfate, Na2S2O3, sodium thiosulfate. This is called as hypo and sodium thiosulfate that gives NaI, 2NaI plus Na2S4O6 tetrathionate is the product, boys. కాబట్టి ఈ లిబరేట్ అయిన ఐటీని లిబరేట్ చేసి సో ఎంత రియాక్ట్ అయింది ఏంటి అన్న బేసిస్ లో డిసైడ్ చేసుకుంటూ వస్తాం రియాక్షన్స్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో వెరీ 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్ అని జాగ్రత్తగా వస్తుంది. సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి చూసుకుంటే ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆల్ దీస్ రియాక్షన్స్ ఇన్ ద ప్రెసెన్స్ ఆఫ్ యాసిడ్. నౌ ఆల్కలీన్ మీడియం ఆల్సో బోత్ రియాక్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆక్సిజన్. లెట్ us observe some reactions which are in alkali medium. In alkaline medium, see here, so let us take in fourth category. So when potassium iodide reacts with O3 gives KiO3 రా. మా ఇంతకుముందు మనకి HI రా ఎసిడిక్ మీడియం ప్రోడక్ట్ ఏమొచ్చింది, I2 వచ్చింది. అదే ఇక్కడ బేసిక్ మీడియం కి వచ్చేసరికి KiO3. వాట్ ఇస్ ద నేమ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కాంపౌండ్? పొటాషియం iodate. Potassium iodate plus 3O2. For this purpose 3O2. So only one oxygen is used really, no doubt. జాగ్రత్త చూడండి, 3 moles O3 తో రియాక్షన్ పొటాషియం iodate. నెక్స్ట్ అదే పొటాషియం iodide 4 moles O3 కూడా రియాక్షన్ తర్వాత that gives KiO4, which is called as potassium periodate. Potassium periodate is the product, boys, plus 4 moles O2. So 3O3 తో రియాక్షన్ ఉంది, 4O3 తో రియాక్షన్, రెండు రియాక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, కొంచెం జాగ్రత్త చూసుకోండి. నెక్స్ట్ ఇదే Ki when reacts with O3 in the presence in aqueous medium, that gives KOH as the product. KOH plus O2 plus I2. KOH plus O2 plus I2. Best చేస్తే బ్యాలెన్స్ చేస్తారా?
పొటాషియం
బ్యాలెన్స్ అయిందంటవా?
2Ki
పెడదావా? ఇప్పుడు ఇది 2 అవుతుందా?
సరిపోయింది సార్.
సరిపోయిందా? ఓకే మా ఇక్కడ జాగ్రత్త, ఇది పొటాషియం iodide, ఇది పొటాషియం iodide, ఇది పొటాషియం iodide. ఇది 3 moles O3, ఇది 4 moles O3, ఇది వాటర్ ఇన్ ద ప్రెసెన్స్ విత్ వాటర్, aqueous. నెక్స్ట్ ఇది ఒకటి ఈక్వేషన్ అయితే, ఇది ఒక కాంబినేషన్ రా. వన్ మోర్ కాంబినేషన్ I2 రా, వయలెట్ వేపర్స్ అని చెప్పామండి ఇందాక. Y2 when reacts with H2O, O3 in the presence of water. Okay, మా ఇక్కడ O3 acts as oxidizing agent. This one రా, it is reducing agent అని దీన్ని moist I2 అన్నారు, ఎందుకంటే వాటర్ ప్రెసెన్స్ లో తీసుకుంటున్నాం కాబట్టి moist I2 రా. So when moist I2 reacts with ozone, that is ozone acts as oxidizing agent, it gives HiO3. So name is a periodic acid. Iodic acid, that's enough. HiO3 ra, iodic acid is the product, boys, plus O2 plus O2. Balance అయిందమ్మా, ఇది 5 అయితే ఇది 3 నా, 3 అంటే ప్లస్ H2O ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసింది కదా, ఇది 2 అయిపోతే 6 plus 2
5
8 సరిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు
5O2
సరిపోయిందా? 6 5O2 వేద్దామా? ఓకేనా, బ్యాలెన్స్. అయోడిక్ యాసిడ్, దట్ ఈస్ అయోడిక్ యాసిడ్, HiO3. నెక్స్ట్ సేమ్ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఇంకోటి కండిషన్. when I2 ra, which is in dry case అంటే వాటర్ లేదా, reacts with 9 moles O3, that gives I4O9. So oxide, it is yellow powder plus 9O2. 9O2. ఈ రెండు రియాక్షన్స్ కొంచెం కీప్ ఇన్ మైండ్. సో మాయిస్ట్ iodine తో రియాక్షన్, డ్రై iodine తో రియాక్షన్. మాయిస్ట్ iodine తో అయితే అయోడిక్ యాసిడ్, సో డ్రై iodine అయితే ఎల్లో పౌడర్ అని. ఆక్సైడ్ ఇస్ ద ప్రొడక్ట్. ఆక్సైడ్ ఇస్ ద ప్రొడక్ట్. మరి ఇక్కడ వాటర్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఆక్సీ యాసిడ్, ఇక్కడ వాటర్ లేదు కాబట్టి ఆక్సైడ్ తో ఆగిపోయింది. దట్ ఈస్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ వైస్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ one, when P4 phosphorus reacts with O3 in the presence of water and aqueous condition, that gives H3PO4 is the product plus O2. Phosphoric acid. అలాగే సల్ఫర్ అంటే రియాక్షన్ విత్ నాన్ మెటల్స్, let us discuss. Sulfur reacts with O3 in the presence of water, that gives H2SO4 is the product plus O2. అంటే O3 ఏం చేస్తుంది, సల్ఫర్ ని కానీ ఫాస్ఫోర్ మాక్సిమం ఆక్సిజన్ స్టేట్ కి రీచ్ చేస్తుంది. మాక్సిమం ఆక్సిజన్ స్టేట్, దట్ ఈస్ arsenic AS4 when reacts with O3 in the presence of H2O, that gives H2ASO4 arsenic acid plus O2 is the product plus O2. Balance చేసుకున్న తర్వాత boys, in all these cases those elements are in their highest oxidation states. They're in highest oxidation state. Next one, oxidation of metals. And metals kanu తీసుకుంటే oxidation of metals, that means silver pedal I'm taking. So white silvery compound ani. Okay, so this one reacts with O3, gives Az2O plus O2. Az2O plus O2. Okay, so it is the test for O3, boys.
The
So
black
white color, చూడండి, white silver converts into Az2O. This formed Az2O once again reacts with O3. Once again, that gives 2Ag plus 2O2. 2Ag plus 2O2. ఇక్కడ a silver once again going to be precipitate. Metal precipitate was ఏ కలర్ అని చెప్పారా? Black. Black color precipitate form. And a white silver is converted into black silver. Black silver end. So ఇక్కడ నీకు ఆక్సిడైజ్ అయింది, ఇది రెడ్యూస్ అయిందిరా. ఇక్కడ నుండి ఇక్కడికి ఆక్సిడేషన్, ఇక్కడ నుండి ఇక్కడ రిడక్షన్ జరిగింది. ఓకేనా? సో ఇక్కడ ఈ రియాక్షన్ ఆక్సిడేషన్ రియాక్షన్. ఆక్సిడేషన్ రియాక్షన్ బాయ్స్. So it is the test for O3 అండి. నోట్ చేసుకోండి పాయింట్స్. It is the test for O3. This reaction is used as a test for O3. ఓకే, ఓ రకంగా దీన్ని చెప్పాలంటే మ్యూచువల్ రిడక్షన్ అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. మ్యూచువల్ రిడక్షన్. ఓకే, మరి చూడండి, Az2O Az గా రెడ్యూస్ అయింది, O3 O2 గా రెడ్యూస్ అయిందండి. రెండు రిడక్షన్లకి ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయ్యాయి. That is why this is considered as mutual reduction technique. Mutual reduction. It is with silver. With
Sir?
silver. చెప్పమ్మా.
2Ag plus O3 లేకపోతే Ag2 plus O2 మ్యూచువల్ రిడక్షన్.
ఇదండి సెకండ్ స్టెప్.
ఓకే సార్.
ఇక్కడ అబ్జర్వ్ చేయి, ఇక్కడ +1 నుండి 0కి వచ్చింది రిడక్షన్.
ఎస్ సార్.
O3 ఆక్సిజన్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తుంది, ఆక్సిజన్ రిలీజ్ చేసిన ఆక్సిడేషన్, ఆక్సిజన్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటే రిడక్షన్. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ O3 రిడక్షన్ లోకి ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయింది, సిల్వర్ కూడా రిడక్షన్ లోకి ఇన్వాల్వ్. దట్ ఈస్ కన్సిడర్డ్ మ్యూచువల్ రిడక్షన్. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్.
నెక్స్ట్ అండ్ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, మా నెక్స్ట్ చెప్పేది కొంచెం జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి. వన్ అవర్ అయింది, O3 కాలేదు. Tailing of mercury. Tailing of mercury. What is this tailing of mercury? Boys, is mercury, there is a metal, liquid metal, sticks to the glass vessels? Tell me.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, kada. But when we send ozone into that, that sticks to the glass vessels. That sticky nature is called as a tailing off. What happened there? See here. So see boys, note down the point. When O3 reacted with mercury, mercury losses its meniscus and sticks to the vessels, glass vessels, and sticks to the glass vessels, okay, or surfaces. So this is called tailing of mercury, boys. This is called tailing of mercury. Now, what is the reaction behind this? See here. When mercury reacts with ozone, gives, just like in silver, Hg2O is formed and that gives O2. Okay. So it is a suboxide. Suboxide. What is suboxide, boys? It is suboxide.
O2 less than
Liquid oxygen.
Mercurous. Yes. Mercurous oxide. Mercurous oxide. Because of formation of this mercurous oxide, this is fixed to the surfaces where it is taken. Okay, now this mercurous oxide, when it is dissolved in mercury, that means this mercurous oxide, when dissolved in mercury, it sticks to the reaction vessel, boys. Very, very important. So, and ikkada a meniscus property loss anetega.
Yes.
For example, if this mercurous oxide to this water is added, okay, once again it converts into mercury and regains its meniscus nature. That means, so ఇప్పుడు ఈ రియాక్షన్ చేస్తే మనకి ఏమొచ్చింది, sticks to the reaction vessel. మళ్ళీ mercury regain చేయడం వల్ల దానికి ఏం యాడ్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది, just water యాడ్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది. So once again it converts into mercury and okay, regains its meniscus status. So that means in place of water it regains its meniscus tendency. Point, note down the point. Mercury regains meniscus property. Meniscus property by washing it with water. By washing it with water. Okay. So it is tailing of mercury. Next, someone. Next type of reaction. Ma tailing of mercury. Any star pettukuntaru, anni starlu pettukuntaru. That is that much important. Tailing of mercury, that much important. Next one, when barium peroxide, BaO2, it is barium peroxide. When barium peroxide reacts with ozone, that converts into, first it no need oxygen absorb cheseskundani. Okay, that converts into BaO plus 2O2. BaO plus 2O2. ఏం జరిగిందో చెప్తారు ఇక్కడ.
ఓజోన్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటారు
O3 acting as
ఓజోన్
reducing.
రిడక్షన్ లోకి ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిందా? ఓజోన్ రిడక్షన్ లోకి ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిందా?
Yes, sir.
ఓకేనా? BaO2 కూడా రిడక్షన్ లోకి ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిందా? రిలీజ్ చేస్తుందని it is involved in reduction.
Yes, sir.
It is involved in reduction. Correct na?
Yes, sir. Loss of oxygen.
It is also involved in
reduction.
Reduction in a.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, this reaction is considered as mutual reduction or not?
Yes, sir.
Mutual reduction.
వన్ డౌట్
Ah.
సార్,
చెప్పు.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆక్సిజన్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి ఆక్సిడేషన్ అయినట్టే కదా సార్?
ఏది gaining of oxygen is reduction. మా gaining of oxygen reduction, releasing of oxygen is oxidation. That is inwarding. మా ఒక్కట్రా ఏ నుండి ఏఓ ఏగా కన్వర్ట్ అయింది అంటే ఏఓ రెడ్యూస్డ్ యాక్ట్స్ యాజ్ ఆక్సిడైజింగ్ బేసిక్లీ. నెక్స్ట్ బి ఆక్సిజన్ కేసి బిఓగా కన్వర్ట్ అయింది అనుకోరా, బి ఆక్సిడైజ్డ్, బట్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ రిడక్షన్.
సార్ O3 O2 కింద
oxidized.
కన్వర్ట్ అయిందంటే ఒక ఆక్సిజన్ లాస్ అయిపోయిందంటే కదా సార్, అంటే రిడక్షన్.
లాస్ అయినట్టే కదా కన్ఫర్మ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ వై ఇట్ ఈస్ టేకెన్ యాజ్ మ్యూచువల్ రిడక్షన్ టెక్నిక్. అలాగేరా H2O2 రా, H2O2 when reacts with O3 that gives H2O plus 2O2. H2O plus 2O2. It is also
మ్యూచువల్
important.
రిడక్షన్.
It is also important, boys. Okay. Next, it is now once again when KOH, the solid, reacts with 5O3, gives KO3 compound is formed plus 5O2 plus H2O. H2O అంటే 2 తీసుకోవాలా, 2 తీసుకోండి. It is nothing but K plus ion O3 minus an ionic compound. Boys, చెప్పాను ఇంతకుముందు ఓజోనైడ్ అయాన్ అని చెప్పానండి. పొటాషియం అయాన్, ఓజోనైడ్ అయాన్. Ozonoid ion is paramagnetic or diamagnetic? Tell me.
Paramagnetic.
Paramagnetic. It is a potassium ozonide. It is a potassium ozonide. Orange red crystals. It is orange red crystals. Potassium solid. Orange red crystals are formed. Okay, next, ozone can form addition compounds. Addition compounds with C double bond C, C triple bond C compound. And form respective ozonides. My cyclic ozonides. Respective cyclic ozonides. Respective cyclic ozonides. Boys, this is this reaction. This is the reaction used to test for unsaturation, and also it is used as a test for unsaturation, and also used to locate the position of unsaturation. Used to locate the position of unsaturation also. Boys, meaning ఏంటంటే అక్కడ నీకు C double bond C కానీ C triple bond C కానీ both are there. Any one of these two are there. Automatically O3 is added to that. If O3 involved in the reaction, there should be unsaturation. Now, based on the products formed after the reduction or oxidation techniques, the position of the double bond or triple bond may be located, boys. Already మీకు ఓజోన్ రియాక్షన్స్ ఆర్గానిక్ కెమిస్ట్రీ చెప్తున్నారా, ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పట్లేదండి. సో కాబట్టి it is the test for unsaturation, also to look at the position of unsaturation. Also used to look at the position of unsaturation. See here, let us take an example. CH2 double bond CH2 plus O3 ra. Combination gives CH2, a cyclic ozonide first formed. This is reductive hydrolysis ra. Reduction in the hydrolysis in the presence of zinc. Reductive hydrolysis ra, that gives cut that gives 2 moles HCHO formaldehyde plus H2O2 is the product. Plus H2O2 is the product. So this is the మనకి ఇక్కడ వచ్చే ప్రొడక్షన్ బేసిస్ మనం లొకేషన్ కూడా ఐడెంటిఫై చేయొచ్చు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ CH3 CH double bond CH2 ra, when it reacts with ozone that gives CH3 CH CH2 ra, cyclic position అంటే ఈ పొజిషన్ ఎక్కడికి వచ్చిందండి. Now it is reduced with zinc. So here it is taking place. That is, one is CH3 CHO, another one is formaldehyde, another one is H2. So based on the products obtained, so the compound is identified. So that means where the double bond is there, where the is there any unsaturation are there. These two are tested with like that. అలాగే బెంజీన్ తో రియాక్షన్ కూడా నోట్ చేసినామా. All kinds of benzene, let us observe those reactions. CH triple bond CH ra, when it reacts with ozone gives CH single bond CH, so cyclic ozonide is the product. So reductive ozone hydrolysis ra gives CHO bonded with CHO plus H2O2 ra. This is glyoxal and aldehyde. It is glyoxal. For example, when benzene reacts, so 3 moles of O3 involved in the reaction, that gives that is ozonide and benzene ozonide. It is nothing but C6H6O9 ozonide, cyclic ozonide and it is a reduction ozonolysis gives 3 moles glyoxal plus 3 moles H2. 3 moles H2. These are the reactions first. That means in all these cases, O3 is involved in first addition reaction. O3 is involved in addition reactions. Okay. And also identify which compound is there. That means where the double bond or triple bond is there. So it is used for location of the double bond and triple bond, and also used for the test for unsaturation.
Sir.
Next one, O3 acts as bleaching agent. O3 acts as bleaching agent due to its
oxidizing property.
Yes, oxidizing property. That means here O3 gives O2 plus O. This oxygen is responsible for bleaching action. Their colored matter with that nascent oxygen converts into colorless matter. Colored matter converted into colorless matter, boys. It is permanent. Color and the colorless convert అయిపోతున్నాయి. So ఏంటిది artificial silk గాని that is rubber మా ఇక్కడ colored matter generally rubber గాని that is cork, hard corks and rubber corks అని చెప్పొచ్చు. Ivory and పింగాణి కింద ivory like that. So ఇలాంటి వాటిని బ్లీచ్ చేయడానికి ozone is used, boys. Ozone. So these are some reactions towards ozone, boys. Let us take the applications, that is uses of this O3. Uses. Uses. What is that? O3 plus cyanogen. Cyanogen అంటే CN twice అంటే CN bonded with CNN. Nothing but C triple bond N, C triple bond N. It is called as a cyanogen. So ozone plus cyanogen, the mixture is used as rocket fuel. The mixture is used as a rocket fuel.
సార్
Very, very
O2
important.
అన్నారు కదా సార్ రాకెట్ ఫ్యూయల్.
అది కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చండి. ఇక్కడ ఓజోన్ కూడా వాడచ్చు. దీంట్లో ఆక్సిజన్ కూడా వస్తుంది కదా మనకి. అక్కడ థ్రస్ట్ గ్రేటర్ థ్రస్ట్ అవడం వల్ల అక్కడ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఇక్కడ దీన్ని కూడా యూజ్ చేస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఒకటే యూజ్ చేయాలని లేదు, డిఫరెంట్ వెరైటీ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యూయల్స్ అండి, అంత మించి లేదు. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ రా, మనకి ఫైనల్ గా ఏది బాగా మనకి ఎనర్జీ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తే దాన్ని వాడుకుంటాం. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ రా, ఇట్ ఈస్ యూజ్డ్ టు టెస్ట్ unsaturation and also locate unsaturation position. ఒప్పుకుంటారా?
ఎస్ సార్.
It is noted in point. It is used to detect unsaturation and also structure of organic compounds. To detect unsaturation and also structure of organic compounds. And also structure of organic compounds. Next, used as bleaching agents. For what is that? Rubber, cork, ivory, etc. Rubber, cork, ivory, etc. Rubber, cork, ivory, etc. Next, used in the manufacture of artificial silk and particularly camphor. Camphor.
Sir, second point, sir.
Used as a bleaching agent for rubber, cork, ivory, etc. Already ఇక్కడ రాసిస్తాను. Rubber, cork, ivory, etc. Next, used in the manufacture of artificial silk and camphor. Next, used in the manufacture of permanganate. Used in the manufacture of permanganate. Okay, it is about uses first. Next, and also most important user, ozone protects as a layer in upper atmosphere. Note on next point. Ozone protects us from UV radiation. Ozone protects us from UV radiation in upper atmosphere. In upper atmosphere. Next note points. In upper atmosphere, that is particularly, what is that? Troposphere, stratosphere?
Stratosphere.
Yes, stratosphere.
sir.
In stratosphere, in upper atmosphere, that is the reaction. What is that? When NO reacts with O3 gives NO2 plus O3. O2. NO2 plus O2. That means here O3 consumed it. O3 converts into O2. That means the percentage of ozone increased or decreased?
Depletion. Yes.
Decrease.
See here, in upper atmosphere, stratosphere, the following reaction takes place. The following reaction takes place, which leads to depletion of ozone layer. Which leads to depletion of ozone layer. Very, very, very important. Boys, from where these NO gases are coming out? And that is supersonic jets. లేకపోతే మనం యూజ్ చేస్తున్న ఏరోసాల్స్ అని చెప్తూ ఉంటాం అండి. దట్ ఈస్ పర్టికులర్లీ ఏరోప్లేన్స్ కానీ వాటి నుండి వచ్చే ఎగ్జాస్టెడ్ గ్యాసెస్ నుండి ఎన్ఓ గ్యాస్ ఎక్కువగా వస్తుందా So that finally leads to the depletion of ozone layer. This is also notable point from ozone side. Notable point. Next, structure of ozone. Structure of ozone. Boys, ozone has angular structure. Yes, double bond O, single bond O. This oxygen has 2 lone pairs. This oxygen has 3 lone pairs. So that means it seems to be a day 2 bond and not HH. Day 2 bonds. This oxygen has 1 lone pair. Okay. It is in resonance, boys. It is in resonance. So next, see here. It is day 2 bond. It is double bond. It is single bonds. Okay. These two are. Next, these two combination gives a resonance hybrid.
No single one, no single one.
That is a resonance hybrid voice. Okay. So finally, next, what are the formal charges on these oxygens? Already man formal charge calculations idea on here. Formal charges. So E oxygen kochesari formal charge 0. E oxygen kochesari formal charge -1. This oxygen has +1. That means this one has -1. This one has 0. Normal oxygen double bond to 2 carbonate. This one has +1. Okay, these two are the resonance structures, Lewis dot structures. Next, the bond angle is 117 degrees. Bond angle is 117 degrees. Okay, so central oxygen is in sp2 hybridization. Central oxygen is in sp2 hybridization. Angular molecule. Bond angle ఎంత చెప్తున్నాం
117.
117 degrees.
17.
117 degrees. Bond length, different bond length, same bond length.
Same bond length.
Same bond length because of resonance, constant bond length, and that is 128 picometers. Next, bond order. Tell me, 1 na, 2 na, half, 1.5. Bond order.
1.5. 1.5.
0.5.
1.5 and 1.5 and bond order is 1.5. Is this one polar molecule or non-polar molecule? Tell me.
Polar molecule.
Polar.
Because of tendency and polarity develop. So O3 is a polar molecule. What about O2, boys? Non-polar.
Non-polar.
O2 non-polar, O3 is polar. Okay, na? Next. Sir, comparison. OO bond length comparison. Different compounds. H2O2 లో OO bond length ఉంటుంది. అలాగే O3 లో OO bond length చెక్ చేయొచ్చు. O2 లో OO bond length రా. H2O2 లో రా OO సింగిల్ బాండ్ ఉంటుందిరా. ఇక్కడ సింగిల్ బాండ్ కాదు, డబుల్ బాండ్ కాదు, పార్షియల్ బాండ్ ఉంటుంది. O2 లో డబుల్ బాండ్ క్యారెక్టర్ ఉంటుందిరా. ఇప్పుడు డిసైడ్ చేసేయమ్మా.
Decreases.
సింగిల్ బాండ్ అంటే ఇది మోర్, ఇది మోర్, అది మోర్ అండి. సో ఇది వచ్చి 1.48 డిగ్రీ యాంగ్స్ట్రామ్స్ రా. 1.48 యాంగ్స్ట్రామ్స్. ఇది వచ్చి 1.28 యాంగ్స్ట్రామ్స్ రా. ఇట్ ఈస్ 1.21 యాంగ్స్ట్రామ్స్ రా. మా H2O2 రా డయామాగ్నెటిక్ మెటీరియల్ రా. O3 రా డయామాగ్నెటికా పారామాగ్నెటికా? సో ఇది కాస్త గుర్తు పెట్టుకుంటారు. ఇక్కడ అన్ని చోట్ల మనం ఓఓ బాండ్ లెంత్ మనం ఎక్కువగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఓఓ బాండ్ లెంత్.
O2 F2 కూడా అడిగారు సార్.
O2 F2 లో ఓఓ బాండ్ లెంత్ రాసి ఉంటుంది చూడు ఒకసారి. కంపేర్ చేసి
1.22
తక్కువ సార్.
అమ్మా
O2 కంటే తక్కువ, O3 కంటే కూడా తక్కువ.
O3 కన్నా కూడా తక్కువేనా?
1.22 angstroms.
1.25.
22 sir.
రాసాను అదే ఇక్కడ 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 రాద్దాం, అది కూడా యాడ్ చేద్దామా? నోట్ చేద్దాం ఆగండి. ఇది కొంచెం యాడ్ చేసుకోండి ఇక్కడ. విచ్ ఈస్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ O2 F2 నా, విచ్ ఈస్ ఇక్కడ ఎంత వచ్చింది బాండ్ యాంగిల్? బాండ్ లెంత్ బాండ్ లెంత్
1.22 sir.
22 angstrom.
22 angstroms. 1.22 angstrom. అక్కడ కూడా మనకు ఓవో అమ్మా, ఇక్కడ కూడా మనకు ఓవో డబుల్ బాండ్ క్యారెక్టర్ వచ్చింది చూసుకోండి ఒకసారి. రెజొనెన్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ డ్రా చేసాం.
ఎస్ సార్ వచ్చింది సార్.
సో ఆ డబుల్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆ లెవెల్కి వచ్చిందండి డబుల్ బాండ్ క్యారెక్టర్. ఓకేనా?
ఓపెన్ బుక్ స్ట్రక్చర్.
ఓపెన్ బుక్ స్ట్రక్చర్ అక్కడ డబుల్ బాండ్ క్యారెక్టర్ వేసారు రా. ఇది కదా మన ఓపెన్ బుక్ స్ట్రక్చర్.
రెజొనెన్స్ వల్ల.
సో రెజొనెన్స్ అప్లై చేసి దిస్ వన్ గెట్స్ నెగటివ్ చార్జ్, ఇది డబుల్ బాండ్ చూపించి ఇది పాజిటివ్ చార్జ్ చూపించారా. సో ఇలా నీకు ఓఓకి డబుల్ బాండ్ క్యారెక్టర్ డెవలప్ అవుతుందని చెప్తున్నాడు అక్కడ. ఓకే, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ డబుల్ బాండ్ క్యారెక్టర్ అయింది. చూడండి 1.21 1.22, నాట్ దట్ మచ్ వేరియేషన్. డయానేనమ్మా, డయానే. నో అన్పేడ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఇస్ దేర్. Next one, test for ozone. Test for ozone. Test for ozone. Boys, already some reactions already we know already. So black PBS converts into white PBS so far. Correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So O3 converts black PBS to white PBS. White PBS so far. It is one of the tests. White
Okay.
PBS so far.
White to black.
Next, yes. Next to ozone ra. White silver
White silver to black silver.
converts to black silver. Mutual reduction అని
Metal
చెప్తాం.
oxide.
White silver to black silver. Next, tailing of mercury కూడా చెప్పొచ్చుగా.
Yes sir.
Tailing of mercury is also one of the tests. Next, turns, it is important. Turns starch iodine paper. Starch plus iodine. Paper to blue. Turns starch iodine paper to blue. Next. అంతేనా దాదాపు ఇవి చాలండి. ఫ్రీక్వెంట్ గా యూజ్ చేసేవి ఇవేనండి. So these are the tests for
Reason ఏంటి
Ma?
సార్? చివరిది రీజన్ ఏంటి?
అయోడిన్ I2 ని I- గా కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది.
అంటే
iodine.
మామూలుగా అయోడిన్ డ్రాప్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా సార్, అవి మామూలుగా ఫుడ్ అయోడిన్ అయాన్స్ సార్ అవి?
ఏది
అంటే స్టార్చ్
Iodine
టెస్ట్
drop.
డ్రాప్ కదా సార్?
అక్కడ అయోడిన్ I2.
I2 మరి అప్పుడు రెండింటికి అది బ్లూ బ్లాక్, ఇది బ్లూ సార్?
అంతే కదా, లైట్ పేల్ బ్లూ కలర్ లో.
ఓకే సార్.
ఆ తర్వాత దీనికి ఈథర్ యాడ్ చేయడం, ఈథర్ ఎటాన్స్ టు బ్లూ కలర్ అని చాలా ఉన్నాయండి నార్మల్ గా. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈజ్ అబౌట్ ఓజోన్ బాయ్స్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ రా. నెక్స్ట్ సబ్హెడింగ్ సల్ఫర్ అండ్ ఇట్స్ కాంపౌండ్స్. Sulfur and its compounds. Let us start with sulfur and sulfur preparation. Sulfur from H2S, that is sulfur can be prepared any, or from earth crust sulfur is extracted. Two methods are there. First one coal and petroleum. Coal and petroleum contains sulfur as H2S. So sulfur అక్కడ H2S ఫామ్ లో ఉంటుందండి. ఆ H2S నుండి కలెక్ట్ చేస్తాం రా. That H2S is applied treatment అండి. That applied H2S first of all is oxidized with oxide, that gives H2O plus sulfur. H2O plus sulfur. This is the way to prepare sulfurate. One of the methods. Next, also cadmium, that is calcium sulfide. My ఎక్కడ రండి black ash లో ఉంటుంది. From black ash, cadmium sulfide. This one reacts with H2O plus carbon dioxide gives CaCO3 plus H2S is coming out, and this H2S is used once again here. Okay, so this is also a preparation method of sulfur. Next, earth crust ground unit, that is called as first process in FRASCH. First process, it is sulfur from earth surface, from the earth's crust. Sulfur from earth's crust that can be prepared, boys. This is our earth surface. Some rods are applied. That is iron. That is metal tubes. Metal tubes applied. It is a surface, earth surface. Earth surface. This is your earth crust and earth crust. This is the metallic tube. This metallic tube also, an inner metallic tube is applied. Smaller thin tube, and through that means air is passed. Through that air is passed. One more. Air is passed, boys. Okay, it is underground. Sulfur deposits are there. Underground sulfur deposits are there. Air is sent into the through that tube. So that is a depth loki, crust loki enter అయితే ఈ సల్ఫర్ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఆ సల్ఫర్ దీంట్లో one of the tubes, one more tube apply చేస్తామని దీంట్లో నుంచి సల్ఫర్ is coming out in the form of liquid. హై ప్రెషర్ తో ఎయిర్ పాస్ చేస్తే లోపల ఉన్న సల్ఫర్ డిపాజిట్స్ అన్ని కూడా లిక్విడ్ ఫామ్ లో బయటకి ఎజెక్ట్ అవుతాయి. ఆ తర్వాత ఆ సల్ఫర్ ప్యూరిఫై చేయడం, వర్క్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. దట్ టెక్నిక్ is called as frost process. So no need, boys. So H2S. These are the preparation methods of sulfurate. Now, what is the structure of this sulfur? Structure of sulfurate. S8. Sulfur is octatomic molecule. Sulfur is octatomic molecule. It has crown-like structure. Yes, it has a crown-like structure, which is also called as puckered ring structure. Crown-like structure are also called as a puckered ring structure. See here, boys. మీరు తర్వాత నోట్ చేద్దు కానీ వెయిట్ చేయండి ముందు వినండి, నేను కొంచెం అడ్జస్ట్ చేస్తున్నా. దీస్ ఆర్ ద సల్ఫర్ ఆటమ్స్. ఓకే, these are sulfur atoms, boys. Total 8 sulfurs, puckered ring structure. ఒకసారి మనం జాగ్రత్తగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే how many atoms above the plane అండి? ఇక్కడ మనకి టోటల్లీ 2 planes are possible.
2 sir. 4 sir.
4.
ఇప్పుడు ఒకసారి చూడండి, this one, this one, this one, this one. These four bottom plane, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Please observe. These four atoms in one plane, correct enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, this one, this one, this one, this one. These four atoms are in the same plane. ఇంకా క్లియర్ గా చెప్పాలంటే ఇది కొంచెం పైకి ఇది కూడా కొంచెం పైకి నోట్ చేద్దాం. Okay. So these are in the same plane. This one, this one, this one, this one are in the same plane. Now, boys, how many total planes are there in this structure?
Two planes.
Two only. So mind it.
Two.
It has two planes. This one has two planes. Ma note cheskunnaru ippudu.
Yes, sir.
It has two planes. So this is the first plane I'm taking. This is the second plane. Maximum number of atoms in one plane.
4.
Number of atoms in one plane. Tell me.
4, sir.
4, sir.
4. Katana.
Yes, sir.
Maximum number of atoms in one plane. Clear? అమ్మా ఈ డాటెడ్ ఈ థిక్ గా డ్రా చేసిన అన్నినేమో వన్ ప్లేన్ లో ఉన్నాయి. ఈ డార్క్ చేయని ఇవేమో అనదర్ ప్లేన్ లో ఉన్నాయి. నెక్స్ట్ బాండ్ యాంగిల్ రా. బాండ్ యాంగిల్ హియర్ at anywhere 108 degrees ఉంటుంది. 108 ఆర్ మన టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ అయితే 107 మెయింటైన్ చేశారు. 107 degrees రా బాండ్ యాంగిల్. Bond angle is 107 degrees at anywhere. Okay. So next one is bond length. SS bond length and any single bond say kada. SS bond length is 204 picometers. So sulfur is in sp3 hybridization. Every sulfur has two lone pairs boys. sp3 hybridization with two lone pairs and two bond pairs. Two lone pairs and two bond pairs. Okay. So e points kas jat chudra. It has a puckered ring structure. It is S8 molecule. It is S8 molecule. Next, we are going towards what are the allotropes of sulfur. Next subheading ani. This is first sulfuride. Allotropes of sulfur. Subheading. Note chesara.
Yes, sir.
Allotropes of sulfur. Boys, sulfur has both crystalline forms and amorphous forms. Two types of forms are there. So crystalline allotropes are there, amorphous. So one by one discuss chedamani. That is, so sulfur has both crystalline forms and amorphous forms. Amorphous forms. So crystalline forms. So what are these crystalline forms? That is alpha sulfur. Nothing but orthorhombic sulfur. Orthorhombic or rhombic sulfur. Alpha sulfur or orthorhombic sulfur or rhombic sulfur. What is one of the forms? Next. Beta monoclinic sulfur. Beta monoclinic sulfur. And the last one, third one, it has three allotropes. Another one is gamma allotrope, gamma monoclinic. So alpha orthorhombic, beta monoclinic, gamma monoclinic. Total 3 different forms of crystalline forms are available. 3 different. So amorphous case. So there is nothing but amorphous sulfur, Xy sulfur. Later we will discuss about it.
Colloidal
First of
sulfur,
all,
sir.
Ma,
Colloidal sulfur A categories.
colloidal amorphous cases.
Okay.
Okay. So crystalline forms only three. These are very, very important. Later, these crystalline forms are converted into amorphous forms. So different alpha sulfur, xy sulfur, plastic sulfur. Next to colloidal sulfur. All these are the amorphous forms. First, we are discussing here about crystalline forms only. So now, first of all, what is that? At room temperature, boys, no doubt. Rhombic sulfur, first of all. Rhombic sulfur. Okay. At room temperature, it is more stable. At room temperature, it is more stable. Okay. On heating, it converts into monoclinic sulfur. See here, boys. Orthorhombic sulfur. R stands for rhombic sulfur or alpha sulfur. Orthorhombic sulfur on strong heating gives monoclinic sulfur. So at about 96.5 degrees centigrade. At this temperature, these two are existing equilibrium. What is this temperature, boys? What we call it as?
Transition temperature.
Transition temperature.
Transition. So it is the transition temperature for sulfur. Transition temperature. That means at less than 96.5 degrees centigrade, this is stable. Less than 96.5 degrees centigrade, this is stable. More than 96.5 degrees centigrade, monoclinic sulfur is stable. At this temperature, both are existing equilibrium. At this temperature. Now, at room temperature at less than 96 degrees, that is why at less than at room temperature, orthorhombic sulfur is more stable. Orthorhombic sulfur is more stable. Okay. Next. All these three forms, alpha sulfur, gamma sulfur, gamma monoclinic, beta monoclinic sulfur, all these contain S8 rings, Packard ring set. All these three forms has a Packard ring structure. No doubt, just like as we draw before it. Okay. Next one, density. Common point note chain upside. Density. Density of these sulfurs, that is gamma greater than alpha greater than beta. Density is in the order gamma greater than alpha greater than beta. So that is the order of density, boys. Okay. Next. Then rhombic sulfur lo vastira. Evaporation of roll sulfurate. Evaporation of roll sulfur, that is roll sulfur solution in CS2 carbon disulfide
CS2.
gives rhombic sulfur. It is most important point, boys, from this side. Evaporation of roll sulfur, one of the forms of sulfur and amorphous form. Then sulfur generally soluble in CS2, that is a non-polar solvent. So from that solution, if the CS2 is evaporated, remaining the precipitate, the residue is considered as rhombic sulfur condition. Next, discussion about rhombic sulfur. Octahedral. Octahedral crystals are there. Next, it contains S8 molecule. S8 molecule. Yellow in color. Yellow color. Next, readily soluble in.
CS2.
Yes. CS2. Readily soluble in CS2. melting point, that is 385.8 Kelvin. Melting point 385.8 Kelvin. Specific gravity is equal to 2.06. 2.06. Insoluble in water.
So these are properties of rhombic sulfur, sir.
All these for rhombic sulfur only. Insoluble in water. Next one. Soluble to some extent. Soluble to some extent in benzene, alcohol, and ether. Benzene, alcohol, and ether. Ma pen clear ga unda?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, next. This is about rhombic sulfur conditions. Now let us observe monoclinic sulfur. Monoclinic sulfur. That is beta monoclinic or beta sulfur.
Sir, soluble to some extent in benzene, comma.
Benzene, alcohol, ether.
Okay.
Beta monoclinic or beta sulfuranic. So it is prismatic. Previously that is octagon structures and internal crystal structures. Prismatic. Acid molecule. It has acid conditions. Readily soluble in CS2. Next, soluble in alcohol, benzene, and ether. Boys, it is a distinguished point between that alpha sulfur and beta sulfur. Alpha sulfur is slightly soluble, but beta sulfur is almost soluble. Almost soluble. Next, melting point 393 Kelvin. Next, specific gravity. Specific gravity 1.98. Next, దేనికి ఎక్కువ స్పెసిఫిక్ గ్రావిటీ రాంబికా మోనోక్లినికా
rhombic.
రాంబిక్ మోనోక్లినిక్. నెక్స్ట్ మెల్టింగ్ పాయింట్ ఎవరికి ఎక్కువ
monoclinic.
మోనోక్లినిక్. జాగ్రత్త, మెల్టింగ్ పాయింట్స్ మోనోక్లినిక్, దట్ ఈస్ rhombic less than monoclinic. కరెక్టేనా?
Yes, sir.
Specific gravity.
Rhombic
Rhombic greater than monoclinic. Next, insoluble in water. Insoluble in water. Okay. Next, its preparation.
Heating rhombohedral greater than transition temperature.
Okay. Okay, that is one of them. But generally, rhombic sulfur heat చేసి మనం monoclinic sulfur వస్తుందని చెప్తున్నాం కదా, ఎలా ఒకసారి చూద్దామండి. Take a breaker. So take it, which is alpha sulfur. I'm taking alpha sulfur. Heat it strongly in Bunsen flame in our laboratory. This is flame, boys. Heat chesam. Heat cheste strong heat chesam and then cool chesam. First heated and then cooled. Now a crust is formed, boys. That means a solid material formed, which is crust. That is crusted. In what this crust? కింద పడిపోదురా, ఇలాగే ఉంటుందండి, బికాస్ సాలిడ్ ఫార్మ్. మేక్ హోల్స్ అప్లై చేశారనుకోరా, Okay, through that holes, inner liquid is coming out. Through that holes, inner liquid. This is in liquid form. That inner liquid. Collect that inner liquid. Collect that inner liquid. Okay, na? So, and stand it. Collect and stand. That gives S8 needle crystal lead. Needle shaped crystals. Nothing but monoclinic sulfur. That is beta sulfur is formed. It is the way to convert that alpha sulfur into beta sulfur just by heating and cooling. Heating and cooling, that gives. Okay, na? Next.
Sir, at the end, sir. Needle crystal.
ఏంటిదమ్మా?
Needle crystal.
These are holes.
అది కాదు. S8
Ah.
needle crystal తర్వాత కింద రాశారు.
Beta sulfur. It is beta sulfur. That S8 is nothing but beta sulfuride. Okay. It is colorless. మాదేం చెప్పాం, ఎల్లో కలర్ చెప్పాం కదా, ఇట్ ఈస్ కలర్లెస్. నెక్స్ట్ note this point, boys, very very important. What is that? Rhombic sulfur is on strong heating gives monoclinic sulfur at which temperature, boys? 96.5 degrees centigrade. Kelvin scale how much? 273 plus 96.5. 369.5. మన టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో 369 కెల్విన్ ఇచ్చాడ్రా. ఎన్సిఆర్టి లో 369 ఇచ్చున్నాడ్రా. ఓకే, సో దట్ టెంపరేచర్ తీసుకోండి యాజ్ ట్రాన్సిషన్ టెంపరేచర్ అని నోట్ చేస్తారా. నోట్ దిస్ పాయింట్, బిలో 369 కెల్విన్ విచ్ ఈజ్ స్టేబుల్ అండి.
rhombohedron.
Rhombic sulfur.
అంతే కదా. అబౌవ్
Monoclinic.
369 Kelvin. Monoclinic stable and correctena.
Yes, sir.
Next at 369 ra.
Equilibrium between rhombic and
Rendu stable ra. And monoclinic both are stable. Both are stable. And also and are in equilibrium. Next, at room temperature, which is more stable? Tell me.
rhombic sulfur.
Yes. And the bits lo mana elagana anukuntundi. Rhombic sulfur is stable. Gamma sulfur, no need to identify andi, almost iదే range lo untundira. మనకి బీటా సల్ఫర్, ఆల్ఫా సల్ఫర్ ఆర్ వెరీ 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, సో నెక్స్ట్ సబ్హెడింగ్
Amorphous.
అమార్ఫస్ ఫార్మ్స్. అమార్ఫస్ ఫార్మ్స్ రా. ఇందులో మనకి సింపుల్ గా యాంజిల్ సల్ఫర్ అని ఉంటుందండి. యాంజిల్ సల్ఫర్, కొల్లాయిడల్ సల్ఫర్, కొల్లాయిడల్ సల్ఫర్. ఇంకా మనకి డిఫరెంట్ ఫార్మ్స్ కనుక అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ప్లాస్టిక్ సల్ఫర్, జై సల్ఫర్. Next, sulfur flowers like that.
Roll sulfur.
Roll sulfur. All these are amorphous forms. So among these, we are discussing about that is angel sulfur. జనరల్ గా యాంజిల్ సల్ఫర్ లో మనకి S6 యూనిట్స్ ఉంటాయి. Angel sulfur has S6 units. So ఆ S6 units కూడా ఎక్కడ అంటే చైర్ ఫామ్ అండి. చైర్ ఫామ్ లో ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, హియర్ bond length 205.7 picometers. Bond length between them bond angle అండి 102.2 degrees అండి bond angle. It is S6 units. S6. Be careful అండి. So bond angle in case of S8 bond angle, S6 bond angle ఒక్కసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. S8 లో 107 రాసరే.
107.
S8 greater than S6 రా. Bond length ఒకసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి.
S8 less than S6, sir.
Yes, S8 less than
S6
S6.
greater than S6.
2.6. ఈ రెండు కొంచెం జాగ్రత్తగా చూసుకుంటారా. S8 these are very 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 important అండి. S8 S6 మా వీటన్నిటిలో నీకు ఆల్మోస్ట్ S6 యూనిట్స్ మెయింటైన్ అవుతారా. సమ్ టైమ్స్ S2 యూనిట్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో దేర్. S2 యూనిట్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో దేర్. ఓకే
సార్ బాండ్
Next.
యాంగిల్ S8 లెస్ దెన్
మా బాండ్ యాంగిల్
S8 లెస్ దెన్ S6
ఎలారా. S8 లో 107 కాదు,
అవును సార్.
మరి ఇది 102
టూ సార్ 108 అనుకో.
2 రా ఇది 102.2. Okay, boys, at very high temperature my S8 break down into S6, which is break down into S2. S2 is maintained at very very high temperature. S2 is there and S2 is similar to O2. Similar to O2. S2 units are also there at elevated temperatures. At very high temperatures, S2 units are existed. S2 units are exist. Okay, next one ra. See here the preparation method. There is colloidal sulfur preparation. When Na2S2O3, what is this? Hypora. Hypo reacts with HCl, gives NaCl
plus
plus SO2 plus S. NaCl SO2 plus S plus H2O oxygen కూడా. మా ఈ సల్ఫర్ కొల్లాయిడల్ సల్ఫర్ అండి. ఆల్రెడీ ఇది మన ఇంతకుముందు ఈక్వేషన్స్ లో కూడా వచ్చిందా. దట్ సల్ఫర్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ కొల్లాయిడల్ సల్ఫర్. ఇట్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫార్మ్స్. ఓకే బాయ్స్ జాగ్రత్త గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. యాంజిల్ సల్ఫర్, యాంజిల్ సల్ఫర్, సల్ఫర్ నేను నోట్ చేసి చూడరా. యాంజిల్ సల్ఫర్, సల్ఫర్ ఫ్లవర్స్, కొల్లాయిడల్ సల్ఫర్ నోట్ చేసావా. కొల్లాయిడల్ సల్ఫర్. నెక్స్ట్ ప్లాస్టిక్ సల్ఫర్, ప్లాస్టిక్ సల్ఫర్, జై సల్ఫర్. ఓకే క్రైటెక్స్ అండి CRYTEX. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో అమార్ఫస్ ఫార్మ్ అండి. దీస్ సో రోల్ సల్ఫర్ మనం పెద్దగా యూజ్ చేయమరా. ఆల్ దీస్ కంటైన్స్ S6 units రా. ప్లీజ్ బీ కాన్షియస్. ఆల్ దీస్ కంటైన్స్ S6 units. ఆ S6 units చైర్ ఫార్మ్స్ లో పెట్టారు. S6 units. All these contains S6 units. Okay.
Plastic sulfur కింద ఏంటి సార్?
Plastic Xy sulfur. Xy sulfur. జనరల్ గా హీట్ చేసుకుంటూ పోతుంటే మన దగ్గర S8 యూనిట్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా. హీట్ చేస్తే బ్రేక్ అయిపోయి ఇలా వచ్చేస్తాయి యూనిట్స్. ఇంకా హీట్ చేస్తే బ్రేక్ అయిపోయి S2 యూనిట్స్, S4 యూనిట్స్, S6 యూనిట్స్ ఇలా బ్రేకింగ్ బేసిస్ లో పాసిబిలిటీస్ డిసైడ్ అయిపోతూ ఉంటాయి. ఓకేనా. సో జాగ్రత్త అండి. మనకి సల్ఫర్ ని బాగా బాయిల్ చేసి సడన్ గా కూల్ చేస్తే ప్లాస్టిక్ సల్ఫర్ ఫామ్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ సల్ఫర్ అండ్ ఇట్స్ కండిషన్స్ బాయ్స్. సో లెస్ నెక్స్ట్ we are discussing about composites. Please wait.